Incantation is one of my favorite death metal bands of all time. Today, I'm actually going to review their first 4 albums based solely on my opinion.
It's Metal Talk Monday with your host, Van Hanson. Oh yeah.
Onward to Golgotha. Now, I've been saying Golgotha my whole life, but then I was recently corrected and told it was Golgotha. So we're gonna call it Onward to Golgotha.
Released in 1992, this is a fierce and kick-ass debut album right off the bat. Everything you could ever want in a death metal album. It's heavy and insane, 11 tracks of pure death metal brutality. It's an album that I find myself revisiting time and time again. I would definitely put this in an S tier if I were doing like a full tier list of every album they ever released. Across the 11 tracks, Incantation just delivers pure death metal savagery with cavernous riffs, guttural vocals, and an unholy atmosphere. Mortal Throne of Nazarene. Okay, this album takes a different approach compared to Onward to Golgotha. Instead of immediately launching into chaos, the opening track builds tension before the emaciated holy figure kicks in and annihilates everything in its fucking path. The atmosphere on this album is incredible, with a murky, suffocating sound that makes every riff hit even harder. An alternate version of this record, Upon the Throne of Apocalypse, was released in 1995, featuring the original rough mix and reverse track order. Both versions are very solid and worth listening to, and it's interesting that the band would even do that this early on in their discography. While Mortal Throne of Nazarene doesn't hit me quite as hard as the debut, it still holds its own as a powerful follow-up. Diabolical Conquest. This album wastes no time going into punishing brutality. Released in 1998, the album is just pure fucking balls to the wall. The first track is brutal and punishing, and then the second one starts off doomier and then goes right into more massacre. Doom and death combination is just so beautiful. I also love how the closing track of Diabolical Conquest, titled Unto Infinite Twilight / Majesty of Infernal Damnation, is almost 17 minutes. To me, this was the highlight of the whole album. The other songs just built up to this moment, and I loved it. Which is something I personally haven't seen too often, specifically in death metal, unless I'm listening to the wrong shit completely. And of course, I've heard songs this long before. The fuck? Everyone knows In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida and those long-ass Iron Maiden songs. I'm rambling. The fact is, I love the song and the album as a whole. The Infernal Storm. This is Incantation's 4th studio album and the last one I'll be summarizing today. It was released in 2000. Before you can even catch a breath from putting the CD in, spinning the vinyl, or flicking through Spotify while sacrificing goats, the album kicks you right in the groin, steals your money, runs you over with your own car, and then drags your dead-ass carcass down the street. I loved the evil adrenaline rush that this record brought to the table. The intensity was off the charts with crushing riffs, relentless drums, and an overall raw, punishing sound. And in my opinion, I honestly think the drums were the best part. The guitar harmonics and presentation on the Infernal Storm also really stand out, making it a very hypnotic listen.
And that's the first 4 Incantation albums in a nutshell. What a fucking ride. From the cavernous brutality of Onward to Golgotha to the unrelenting chaos of the Infernal Storm, these records prove why Incantation is one of the sickest death metal bands out there. They don't fuck around, they don't cater to trends, they just drop pure, unholy slabs of heaviness that make you want to punch your grandma in the chest and rip her beating heart out while she's still alive. All jokes aside, don't do that. I love my grandma very dearly, so I apologize.
But hey, that's just my take. Maybe you think one of these albums suck, or maybe you agree. Whatever the case, let me know what you think. Drop a comment, start a debate, or tell me I have shit taste. You'd be wrong, though. Either way, thanks for sticking around and keep blasting that disgusting, filthy, evil-ass death metal that we love all so very fucking much. See you next time. Next week's episode is going to be pure chaos. I hope you're ready to wait and bleed.